guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. This video is dedicated to a reason why everyone is moving to Calgary in 2023. And I'm talking not only about people coming from out of the country, immigrants, first-time immigrants, or Ukrainian refugees that are going to be staying on my Airbnb, that are coming from Saskatchewan because they hated it there. I'm talking about people going out of provinces, from province to province, and just moving here permanently with their families. Currently, I'm actually helping out a couple of families. One family from Lithuania that is, basically they moved here last year, and now they are purchasing a property in downtown area, and the family from Bulgaria that just recently came to Calgary with their permanent residency. All I'm saying is, guys, a lot of people are choosing Calgary over any other city in Canada, over Vancouver and over Toronto. And I asked a lot of guys, my subscribers, that I meet you guys here on the streets, what brings you to Calgary? And one of the main reasons that people tell me is outdoor activities. Like right now, for example, my family is somewhere ahead. I'm just behind because I was setting up my camera and microphone and everything to shoot this video for you. So Nitu is somewhere there. But I'm currently walking in Fish Creek Provincial Park, which is one of the largest parks out here. And this is inside the city, inside the Calgary. And honestly, I just saw a coyote running across the street while driving here. Like, there are wild animals in here, not like Toronto raccoons. I'm looking like actual bears, cougars, and coyotes. I've never seen a bear next to my property, next to my house, but deers. So first of all, even within Calgary, you have all of these outdoor activities, and then that's one of the main reasons why people come here, is people who love outdoor activities. If you have not seen pictures of Lake Louise, Banff, Canmore, the mountains and the beautiful places, it is very close to here, to Calgary. I wouldn't want to live in Canmore because, there might be not enough jobs, but Calgary is a metropolitan, huge city that is continuously growing in every direction right now. Real estate is also still cheap, so people can afford buying something here, and jobs pay more. But in short, it is a huge city with lots of opportunities that is so close to all of those activities. So if you like hiking, if you like mountain climbing, if you like kayaking, snowshoeing, I personally like hiking. And this year, my wife is far away enough from you, but I'm telling you my secret, I'm going to buy a kayak. And I don't care what my wife is going to say about it. I'm going to get my own kayak. I'm not going to be renting another one. I'm going to keep it on the roof of my SUV, and I'm going to be using the kayak this summer. That's something I haven't told my wife yet, but it's time. I've been long enough in Calgary. It is an amazing place, an opportunity to have RV and go camping almost every weekend if you have one, and just so close to everything. Another part of it, you see, I'm always in my videos, you can see a lot of times I'm wearing sunglasses, and the reason for that, it's too bright here. It's like, if you're not from Calgary, you don't know what I'm talking about, but it is just like, it's just boys kicks my eyes out because it's always so sunny here. It's the sunniest capital in Canada, sunniest city out there. We have the most amount of sun, and right now it's winter. It's actually like 6 degrees, plus 6 degrees. I think it was like minus 6 degrees today. I think now it's like plus 6 degrees, so it's not cold. And even if it's cold, it's dry climate. So people come here because they are fed up of Toronto weather. They're fed up of Vancouver weather. People will go, wait a second, Toronto is warmer. Not in the last 5 years. If you've been following the news, I see more snow and more problems in Toronto than you get in Calgary. So the weather still here is nice. Yes, we get minus 40, but who cares? If most people can afford having a car with the heated seats, steering wheel, and drive around, and even if you don't have a car, we don't have Toronto Trauma Center here. We have Calgary Transit, which is very reliable, very affordable, ecologically friendly. So right now I'm dealing with a lot of people shopping for homes in downtown because I'm, by occupation, if somebody is interested, I'm a real estate agent in Calgary, Alberta with eXp Realty. And I have a lot of people shopping downtown. Some people move here, they still don't want to have a car. They just want to be in downtown because the train there is free. And certain parts of that is free. And they don't want to be driving around, they just want a nightlife. So in terms of weather, people are happy here. They love it more than Vancouver. A lot of people came here from Vancouver, and they're saying they're fed up of the rain and the fog, and it's less depressing, and like people feel better here because of more sun and everything. Even if it's cold, you wake up, it's sunny outside, you feel better about everything. So that's another part. Third part now is, well, the nightlife, the city. Now, I'm not a big fan of that because, now I'm having second kid coming out really soon, and I have a family, and I live in suburbs right now. And, and I'm not in downtown. And honestly, I'm probably getting out of that age where I don't care about drinking much, and I don't care about partying and things like that. I have other priorities in life. So, but I'm helping a lot of people who prefer that kind of life, and they want to live in downtown. There is one of my friends and subscribers and my clients as well, who is watching this. He's living in downtown, and he has a couple of apartments there, and he is really happy driving Honda Civic there when he has to drive, but most of the times he just goes out and walks around Calgary downtown. And why he can have a couple of apartments in downtown? Well, it's because you can, if you have a little bit of cash, you can buy it for cash in Calgary. You can still buy a downtown apartment for like $150,000, $170,000, no problem. Not a new one, not a fancy one. You can go for $300,000. You can buy a $2.5 million apartment in Calgary downtown if it's a penthouse. There are pricing brackets for everyone, but if you're not high level of income and you want to have liabilities and you just want to live somewhere, pay it off in cash, that's what he did, and he's happy about it. He has a car, he drives around, and he's really happy about it. And I want to say that there's so many people now moving to Calgary just to live in downtown. And in fact, they are developing this BMO center in downtown in the summer. That's another reason why people move. We have more facilities, festivals, like for example, Stampede, and that's a lot of people coming from United States, I would say mainly. It's because it's a cowboy festival, and if you have any kind of short-term rentals, that's the time when in downtown you can get like $350 a day renting out your Airbnb if you have one. And during that week for Stampede, people make a lot of money, But anyways, it's another activity. So people not only come for a nightlife or living in downtown and enjoying it, and some people don't want to even have a car, and we have lots of rideshare services where you can just go with your phone, sit in a car. I know another family that does that, and they just drive whenever they have to go somewhere. It's literally very cheap. So people live in downtown. Absolutely, they love it. And if you don't want to live in downtown, there is new communities like Seaton and other places where they have their own, like their own hospitals, the family doctors, clinics and everything. So if you want to have like a city life, a lot of people move for a city life. If you don't want to live in a city and you want to live more a peaceful life like myself, you're not interested in partying and you want to be driving a car like myself, everywhere you go, and you don't care about walking around, you can go into one of those communities as well, and you would have an amazing life there as well. I helped a Ukrainian family relocate to Seaton as well, and well, it's awesome, guys. It's so many opportunities in Calgary, and one of the reasons they came to Calgary was real estate affordability. You can go to Toronto, but you can buy anything there. You can buy, and lots of shady things going on in Toronto, and lots of fraud going on, and people are just, I don't know what they do, but they exaggerate their incomes working with some shady mortgage brokers or banks and bank employees, they all get involved into financial fraud because nobody's income can allow them to buy a house, and then they buy a house that they cannot afford, and literally the entire family is working for that mortgage, and they go broke eventually because that's the system is there to protect them from going broke. And it's just crazy. Luckily in Toronto, if you have some inflation, you might break even on your real estate, but you cannot really afford anything. But in Calgary, the real estate is basically about half or quarter of the Toronto. Like, can you buy a condo, let's say, for $135,000 in Toronto? Like, can you buy a downtown condo? I don't think so. More like $600,000 maybe. You let me know in the comments down below how it is right now. You can still buy a $100,000 condo in Chinatown here in Calgary. It's going to be a small one, it's a shitty one, but it is a place to live. And if you have that amount of money, you could have it for cash, no mortgage. And when you don't have a mortgage in Canada, you start actually living. I always encourage people paying off the mortgage. Even though I say that, but having more real estate and income and everything is good, but if you just want to be like a regular person, not running your own businesses and, having to deal with the tenants, if you just don't have a mortgage and you just have even lowest income, you're already doing better than majority of Canadians do. Next part about Calgary is, besides being real estate being so cheap, actually real estate did not crash in Calgary. And in fact, I don't know, some people are still waiting for some kind of crisis. Some people call me, they're like, Igor, I hope there is a crisis. I have people who have been waiting since probably last 2 years. They've been waiting for crisis. And I had about few friends who were saying, it's going to crash in February. And now they're like, maybe it's going to crash in June, July. Maybe it's going to crash next year. And they just postponing it because they were wrong about Calgary. They were probably right about Toronto and Vancouver, but they were wrong about Calgary. So Calgary real estate, in fact, right now is picking up. The prices are, there is lots of people are shopping for houses, and there is not enough housing for everyone. So in terms of real estate, guys, it's way more stable. There is no bubble in Calgary like in Toronto or Vancouver, and that's why it didn't crash. And it's a way stronger market. Now, also in Calgary, we have lots of jobs, and those jobs pay more. So I had people who were my friends, and guys, I'm into real estate, so I literally deal with a lot of people from Ontario, BC, and other provinces coming here. So I want to say that I know a lot of information and motivation why people move here. For example, people get job transfers, people just find better paying jobs here as well. I know people who moved from BC, they were making a certain amount of money. Guys, I don't want to go into details because I don't want anyone to be able to identify any individuals in this video. So they're making 30% more here after a couple of months living here. So, their employer wanted them to go back to the office in BC after they relocated to Calgary, but then they found another job which pays them way more. And, it's amazing to hear this kind of success stories. So, people come here also for better pay, a more affordable living, and for better and more safer life. After all, Calgary is one of the best cities in the world to live in. It was number 3 with Vienna, I believe. And it's the number 1 right, most livable city according to the last year's research ratings to live in Canada. Next part, what people tell me about Calgary is, one of my friends is actually comparing it to Austin, where he used to live before in the US. And he's saying that it could be, it's like Austin in the past, but it could be like an Austin, what it is right now in the future. And I agree with that person. I kind of think that Calgary, I'm looking right now how it is growing, how many people are moving. One of the things that's pushing Calgary so much is the insane amount of people living in Ontario and British Columbia right now. And I think that somewhere in the future, it's going to be as expensive, as competitive as those other cities where they're moving from. And maybe 10, maybe 15 years from now. But what I noticed is those people who moved here sooner and did that decision sooner, they're in a better financial position now. And they would be way better in a financial position right now than they would be moving here in 10, 15 years from today. let's say by 2035, by 2040. It's far, it feels like far, but it's going to be happening really soon. But it's a huge city, and the city is spending so much. Like city of Calgary, guys, I partnered with them in so many videos on YouTube in the past 3 or 4 years, and I'm telling you, they are spending billions and billions of dollars every year to make the city better. What is the next reason? Besides proximity to the mountains, besides having better, more affordable real estate, besides choosing to have a suburban lifestyle or city lifestyle, another reason people told me is commute times. Driving to work. In Calgary, anywhere you get is like 15 minutes. In Ontario, it can be 2 hours, like 1 hour one way, 1 hour to go back. You know, like, look at this, guys. Calgary, you can walk on the river like that. That's Neato right over there. My favorite mortgage broker with DLC Clear Trust Mortgages, Neato. That's my kid Adriel there. And there is one more kid. We are still waiting for him to arrive. He booked his flight, but he's coming soon. Anyways, guys, another reason what people like and they get surprised about Alberta, not many people talk about it, is actually, besides the commute works and everything, is taxes. We have only GST, it's 5%. So you pay less tax on everything. So you end up, one guy just described it to me like that, one of the subscribers of this channel. You make more money, you spend less for living, you travel less, you have more time with the family, and everything is cheaper than in Ontario or BC. That person was actually from BC who told me that. But that's the reason why everyone is moving to Calgary, guys. I moved from Scarborough. I used to live in Ontario, in Toronto, and I went there for a visit recently. It changed, not in a good way, unfortunately. So I'm not going back to Toronto. People told me, they said, hey, guys, don't fall. You need some help. The kid almost went off the cliff with that thing. Anyways, yeah, it changed not in a really good way. And my thinking is I'm not going to go back, even though lots of people told me, they're saying, look, you're a YouTuber, you know, you are on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, you're doing so many things. You know, if you go there, you can make so much of money on real estate. And literally, like in Toronto, you don't have to do much work, you know, but the commissions there are higher for real estate agents than in Calgary. So in Toronto, they make more money from real estate, and the properties are so much more expensive. They said, why are you still in Calgary? And I said, well, nothing, you know, not everything in life is about money. I also have a family now, and I would enjoy more in Calgary. And that's the reason why I'm still here. Anyways, guys, I don't remember if I mentioned my brokerage. It's a legal requirement to do that. It's Igor, and I work with eXp Realty. I'm a realtor, licensed realtor in Calgary, Alberta. So then other agents cannot complain, because people like to complain if you don't say which brokerage you're with. So, and in terms of real estate, if you're ever interested to contact me, my contacts are always in the description of this video, on the channel, if you go to my channel, and everywhere. And I'll leave in the comments as well if you want. But anyways, this is why people come here, and I helped so many people out of province. I would say probably 90% of my 90, maybe 80, I don't have exact statistical data of people I worked with in real estate, and I worked with a lot of people in the last 2 years, almost 2 years, yeah, are out of province or out of province investors. Right now, foreign buyers unfortunately cannot buy real estate in Canada. I have one of my friends who is a refugee from Ukraine, who wanted to buy real estate, but because of this ban, he cannot buy it, according to his lawyer. Unfortunately, it's such a weird legislation that prevents people living and working and paying taxes in Canada from buying houses in Canada. It is what it is. See you guys in the next video. I'll see you in Calgary. All the best, and bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna help my kid. You need some help, Adriel? Yeah, let's push it together. By the way, guys, I need to also have her YouTube channel. I'll leave it right now so you can follow Nita, and she's doing some interesting mortgage content. See you soon.